on a mission through the movieverse tonight. Chasing aliens, bad plots, and CGI that ain't quite right. Dave leads the charge with the captain's command. John's the rookie, still learning where to land. Shane drops beats that walk through time. Chad fixes tech with precision so fine. The Sci-Fi Guys. The Sci-Fi Guys.
And who is the Sci-Fi Guys? Well, I am Dave, and with me is... Say your name.
I am Shane. Good evening, everyone.
I'm John. I think that's my name.
You are John.
Okay.
I am Chad.
Are you sure?
No, I'm
Are
the
we?
Chad.
The Chad.
The Chad.
The
Chad.
The Chad.
I can keep going with the Chad puns. Hanging Chad.
Oh, nice.
The Chad.
Nice.
The Chad.
He went there. He went there.
I gotta own it.
I guess so. How's everyone's week gone this week so far? Or let's go, I guess, since last time we met. I mean, I saw Shane all weekend, so I can't say.
Yep.
I mean,
now.
No, you
Like all-
chose that. Now
That's fair.
Well, chose
no, I
or
didn't.
voluntold? I was about to say voluntold's not exactly choosing.
no, he
Chad.
chose. He chose.
It's voluntold.
Yeah.
No, it was, hey, we need this. And now that you're on staff, tag, you're it.
Welcome to the club. Welcome to the club.
I was sitting there talking to Shane and his wife, and she was like, "What are you doing?" I said, "I'm clocking out." And she's like, "Shane, you don't do that." And I said, "Well, he's salary. I'm not."
Well, you know.
Anyway, so yeah. What are we talking about this week? What movie did I choose? Oh, I didn't choose this movie.
I'm Batman.
The Shane chose this movie. The Shane. And he chose 1989's Batman.
So, hold on. I got a question. Which the one I got behind me is from the TV series.
Mm-hmm.
Which one's better?
Oh, we're gonna get to that.
No, I'm talking about
We're gonna get
the
to
symbol.
No,
The
he's
symbol?
talking about the symbol.
Yeah.
Oh, the one on the screen by far.
The one on the screen, 1989 Batman.
Yes,
I like
by
that
far.
better than
By
the
far.
cartoon one
Yes,
by far.
I would agree.
That's just my personal philosophy on that. Oh,
It's mine
I
too.
knew I was forgetting something. You guys talk about your week while I upload this.
My
My-
weakness is my good.
I
Oh,
didn't
my
say
weak.
weakness, I just said your
My
week.
bad. You know, just. It's been fine. It's been lovely. It's been great.
Okay.
We're about to start colonies in my class, and that's always a fun time. Post fossils and explorers. Fossils, the best test they take all year. Leaves you feeling real hype, and then you roll right into colonies, and let's just say it's a lot of information.
Okay.
Yep. A lot of
I
fact
wonder-
memorization.
I really want to know from you guys.
Okay.
Have you all seen the weather this crazy before? Where it's 25 degrees in the morning, and then in the afternoon, it's 55 degrees.
Nope.
I
It's
mean,
supposed
a
to be
30
like-
degree swing.
It's supposed to be in the 70s Friday and Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Can't
And
wait.
rain.
Wonder why people are sick.
Rain tomorrow until Wednesday and Thursday, I think.
And we wonder why there's sickness.
Exactly.
Welcome to the
Sure wonder
South.
why.
That's South Georgia. There
Yep.
you go. Yep. There you go. South Georgia. Okay. As you guys saw, it popped up. That's one thing I forgot is now we're going to go ahead and do our Metacritic. If you can see on the screen, you'll see here's the score. John has 1, Shane has 1, and Chad has 2. So
Yeah, I
we're going
got
to
lucky.
see. Chad will remain the champion after this week, or if someone else is going to come up there and tie with him. So, while I got you guys, what did you say
We didn't say
Metacritic
yet.
scored this movie? We will start with Shane.
Oh, why do I have to go first?
Because you picked the movie. Whoever picks the movie
oh,
gets to go
darn.
first.
Fine. I'm probably way off on this. I'm going to say 70.
7, if my keyboard will work. My keyboard looks like the batteries are dead. All right, I gotta do it on this one.
Good joy.
Well, I haven't changed the batteries out in this thing in forever, so
Charge. Go.
no, I got batteries. Okay, Chad, how about you then?
Actually, I was gonna go with 70, but I'm gonna go a step down, go to 69.
Wow.
Okay, John.
All right, see, here's the thing. I've learned Metacritic really kind of hits more of a middle average because Super Mario Bros. Was not as low as I thought, and Dune was not as high as I thought. So I'm still going to stick with that 70 idea as well, but like 74 is where I'm headed.
This might be our tightest grouping.
So far, yeah.
Okay. What is the winner? I don't know. I got to get back to the right screen. Okay, let's see here. Wait a minute. Where is it?
Drum roll.
Where it is. Here it goes.
Because I'm Batman.
It's 69.
Oh, Chad.
Really?
Gummit. Really?
Chad got it again.
Jeez.
Right on
Jeez.
20?
Come on.
Well, Chad
I
now
want
is
the Hawaiian shirt.
definitely in the lead.
John and I should at least get a half point for being like within 5. I mean, come on.
That's 1 point.
We were
Come
all
on.
within 5. Shit.
I know. We should get like a half point.
That's not how this works. At that
That's
point,
not how
it means
this works.
nothing.
Well, everybody gets a trophy.
Boo.
Not school.
I want my shirt to be hard earned.
Hey, you can't fight with the Batman here.
Oh, please.
Lord.
Lord,
Chad is out of
Lord
control.
is right. Okay.
Chad is out of control.
Well, no,
Yeah.
you see, I tell you, you picked this movie, Shane. I love this movie.
I know. I was within 1 point. One.
1
I'll
point.
never get that close again.
Nope. Okay. Let's discuss. Let's start with the special effects. What did you guys think of the special effects for 1989?
I mean, they were popping, genuinely. I think some of the better, at least. I don't know best of the best. I definitely don't have enough movie history to say best of the best, but definitely some of the better I've seen for that era of movies, early 90s, late 80s. Just much different than other films we've seen at that time. And I definitely think a much better job at world building with their special effects. Really, everything kind of matched the idea of Gotham, which I think is much better than other films in their set building with special effects. I think the Batmobile was fantastic, probably one of the best that there is. Now,
Agreed.
it's hard pressed to beat the big army rolling machine with the pop-out motorcycle.
Mhm.
However, that one's cool because it does cool stuff. This one was cool because it looked cool. And so I think it was the best looking Batmobile. Other than the whole neck thing, the Batman suit's pretty. Overall, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed every part of the special effects. Let's keep it that way.
I would agree with that. I think that you cannot beat that iconic Batmobile. Now I agree. The one from the Christopher Nolan series is a lot more.
Batman Begins.
Yeah.
Returns.
Yeah, that whole series right there is much more practical. I think it's a lot more of a high impact vehicle, you might say, especially with the motorcycle and everything and it jumping off a rooftop. So I'll never forget that. But as far as just an iconic Batmobile, you can't beat that. But I think that special effects were good. Definitely 89. You could tell. But for that period, I thought they were really good.
Yeah, talking about the spec for the time period. Now, I think this is a Tim Burton film.
Mm-hmm. It just
And
fitting.
It's very fitting for what he does and what he effects he brings to with what he directs and does. Like if you go look at the Nightmare Before Christmas and all in Edward Scissorhands, he builds a very good world to go around the script he does. Now, this movie was very well written. I agree with John. This Gotham was probably the most best Gotham cities you between this and Nolan's. I wish this Gotham was in Nolan's. They kind of kept the dirtiness, that low grade stuff. Now, special effects was great. What they had to work with. I especially love when the Joker fell off the building. Now, my favorite Batmobile, it's this one. But I remember watching the 1966 television series, and talking about the Joker. This Jack Nicholson did great with the Joker. Kind of mimic what the TV series era Joker ish. So it goes a long way with this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, for those of you out there in audio land, I just threw up a picture of the Batmobile throughout the years. It does not have the latest The Batman, but it's got the 66 Batman Batmobile, the one from this movie. The next two movies, one was Batman Forever and then Batman and Robin, and then the Christopher Nolan, the two itinerations that he had from that series. So,
and then you got Batman and Superman one out there too.
Yeah, that one. You're right. Batman v Superman. I forgot about that. This Batmobile was actually in the next film, Batman Forever. So, right. The funny thing about it is, I mean, I kept getting all this stuff on YouTube when I was like, because I was like, I just wanted to see one more. I already watched the movie, and my wife actually watched it with me, which was enjoyable because usually she doesn't watch these movies with me but she's like, I remember that one. I think I vaguely remember that one. And so excuse me. So I was like, oh, I want to see that scene, just that scene again. I don't want to have to go back through Plex and rewind and all that. I just want to see that scene. So then I started getting all this stuff popping up, and that Batmobile was a piece of garbage, though. I mean, it couldn't turn worth a darn.
Mm-hmm.
It just basically, it looked cool standing still, and it did, that was part of the problem is it didn't turn. So when they had to do the scenes of it doing stuff, they had to be creative with their camera work.
Yeah.
So yeah, their special effects really was good. I mean, considering, it was a Chevrolet Impala back. It was like a 66 Impala is what it was. And then they put a jet engine on it just to get that actual flame on the back was a jet engine, Yeah. And but then most of the stuff you see, Keaton never drove never drove it. He actually, the only, when he was in the bat suit and all that, that was just basically a box that he was sitting in, for filming aspects and all that. But yeah, I think some of the special effects were really good. I mean, some of them were definitely top notch, although looking at it from now, I'm like, that's definitely a model. That was a model. That was a model. Okay, yeah. The whole Batwing thing was all a model. All of it was a model,
Yeah.
And part of me was like, did he go to the Stormtrooper School of Shooting? Because he had Joker dead to rights and didn't hit him at all.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. So, but special effects I thought were really good. I mean, I loved the suit. I really did. I mean, even with its limitations, Keaton is the one that basically made up the whole, figuring out how to turn with it. And, you see him move the whole body when he was looking up, because he couldn't just move his head around. And all the backlash. I mean, I don't know if you guys know this or not. There was a lot of backlash on this movie because they were all like, Michael Keaton's a comedian. He's a comic actor. He's not serious. No, this can't be. This can't be. And then they saw the movie and they were like, wow, okay, you
Yep.
know. And Tim Burton did, go to bat for him too. He was like, no, he's who I want.
Yeah.
Which is almost like the curse of the Batman, because even Robert Pattinson, I mean, oh, that's Twilight Boy. And then you get into the film and it's like, oh, okay, no, he can handle this.
Well, really, it's the same thing when you think about the director and the film composer. You think about Tim Burton and you think about Danny Elfman. I mean, the two movies they worked together on before Batman was Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventure and Beetlejuice. And that was the two they worked together on. And I mean, there was a lot of criticism with them, but they literally set the tone for major superhero films.
They did. And it's funny you mentioned Beetlejuice. Beetlejuice is what they constantly kept referring back to was Beetlejuice showed audiences that you can have a dark movie and be enjoyable.
Yes.
So and then of course Batman, they just took it to the next level.
Yeah.
I think we need to go ahead. You mentioned his name. Let's go ahead and do the music.
Okay.
You mentioned the composer's name. What was the composer's name, Shane?
Excuse me. His name is Danny Elfman.
Yeah.
And
Danny,
yeah.
Go ahead, keep going.
Yeah, Elfman. So as we said, not somebody who was really pegged to do a lot of big superhero movies, with doing just mainly Beetlejuice and Pee Wee Herman's Big Adventure. Not what you would think of when you're thinking about writing the music for Batman. But he did a really good job, and he really set the tone for this dark, brooding atmosphere. And what's interesting is this is something Chad has talked about offline. This movie took a complete shift from the early Batman from the early Batman presence, where it was very campy, things like this. This took a very dark, serious tone, and the music really set the tone for that. You can hear even in the opening theme, very dark, very driving. Really and truly, a lot of it really sounds like the Beetlejuice theme. There's a lot of excuse me. There's a lot of similarities in there if you really listen to them back to back. Even how one of my favorite scenes actually is the very beginning when they're going through the opening credits and it forms the Batman symbol at the very end. I mean, it really just kind of characterizes, oh, this is going to be a completely different kind of movie than it was back in the 60s.
Yeah. One thing I'd like to mention on the music is the composer didn't do all of the music. Prince did a ton of the music. The composer and Prince did not get along. And the composer was not happy because Prince actually was they asked Prince to do one song. That's basically what they asked him. And actually it was a top 40 hit, if I recall. It was called Batman. That's all it was. And Prince got the concept of the movie and it's like sight unseen, didn't see the movie. He just wrote and performed a ton of other songs. And you'll hear a lot of them in the background. They weren't up in your face. I mean, I don't even think they played Batman, that theme, except for like at the ending credits or something like that. But he was really involved too with that. And he was like, yeah, I love this. He was super hyped about being able to be on, with doing that. And then of course they made a music video afterwards, where they used a lot of the scenes from the movie and all that. So, but yeah, no, I totally agree with what Shane was saying, how just even the beginning, it just made it seem, okay, this is a dark movie. This is going to be in your face, but it's way cool.
Yeah.
Very.
And the thing is, the music ties in. Like they did this composer and how they did it. It kind of told a story. Or here comes a bad guy. Kind of the different tones of what's about to come in anticipation of who's coming. So that's a very good thing with this movie, and what kind of set a tone for a lot of superhero movies.
Yeah. Now, see, I actually kind of disagree with the fact that it forsake the campiness altogether. In fact, one of the things I at times loved and very occasionally hated about this film is where it would kind of step over into that campiness just a touch. Um, and a lot of the times that was because of the music, for me at least. And it would throw me off because I'm like, oh, wow, we went from real like dark to all of a sudden we're a little bit campy and then we're back to dark. But at the same time, after watching it and thinking about it, I'm like, really? This Batman film bridges the gap, I think, between campiness and like overly dark. And I think I enjoy the mix a little more after thinking about it. It was just in the moment watching, I'm like, wait, that's campier than I was expecting in that moment. And then we'd be back to dark. But afterwards, I'm like, actually, that's probably what audiences needed, considering we jumped from completely campy Adam West, right, to just this. Yeah. So it was a good mix in the long run. It definitely threw me off a couple of times when all of a sudden it's like, or like when the Joker's dancing through the room.
Yep.
I'm like, what is this? And I get he's unhinged, but man, it was just stuff like that would throw me off, and then we'd be back to the normal.
Yeah. You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
Yeah, and it was funny that you're mentioning about Jack Nicholson.
Mm-hmm.
Did you notice that who had the number one name on it? It wasn't Michael Keaton. It was Jack Nicholson. He was the title character, I guess you could say. I mean, I wouldn't call him the title character, but he was top billed.
Yeah.
So to add to that, think about this. The deal that he struck to get this movie in 1989, he made an estimated $50 million on this movie.
Jeez.
1989.
Do you want to know how he did it?
How?
Money.
No. When he signed it, he didn't sign for just the movie. He signed for a portion of the revenue from what the movie was going to be. He required of them. He was like, "You want me in the movie? I need to have so much FaceTime, so many lines, etc., etc., etc." And any additional movies that are in the Batman realm, he gets a percentage of.
Wow.
So
that's lucrative.
Yeah, it was extremely lucrative. That's why, you see these superstars making the money that they do, And one of the things is he refused to shave his mustache off too. I don't know if you could see it or not, but that was a prosthetic that made that with his over his mouth. It was also to cover his mustache because he would not shave it off. So it was like, yeah, but he's like, but it had to be able to move enough, like Jim Carrey, kind of with the mask. He had to be able to move enough where he could still do facial expressions because he knew what he wanted to do.
But that made the Joker that iconic look.
Yeah,
it did.
Oh yeah. I mean, I've heard people ask. I know. I'm glad Shane did not ask this question because I would not have known how to answer it. Really, a lot of people are like, oh, which one do you like better, Heath Ledger, as Joker, or do you like Jack Nicholson as Joker? And
That's
both. They were different in totally different ways.
Apples to oranges.
Yeah.
See, but they both were so good at it.
So you got to look with this Burton film. This Joker was not as dark and vengeful as the Nolan one.
Mm-hmm.
This Joker was Burton kind of went with the 60s style Joker. We had the funny humor. I'm going to go do this and be out there. It's going to be funny. Nolan went the totally opposite of
true.
Opposite. I'm coming here and I'm going to blow up a hospital. I'm going to do this. It's totally different than what you do in this film.
Mm-hmm.
And both of it, Ledger and Nicholson, played their Joker to what they thought they should have played. That's why both of them. It's hard to compare which one was better, and both was good at the part. So
It's true. It's true.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's keep talking about the cast since we're here. You know, John, you have any thoughts on the cast overall?
I mean, genuinely, and this kind of bleeds into plot a little bit, but I love the slow burn unhingedness of Nicholson. Like, he starts off kind of more sane, and then as the movie progresses, he just gets more insane. I think Keaton overall did a phenomenal portrayal. Just real solid overall. Everybody in the film, like, there wasn't someone at all in the film that felt out of place to me. And I think that's rare for a lot of films, but especially for this time period, because a lot of times, like, at least one person feels out of place. But for most of the movie, like, I can't really think of anyone who stood out as like, oh, you don't belong here. And I thought Jack Nicholson was going to be that way, but I now understand why people enjoy his performance of the Joker. And so, yeah, no real complaints from me there. Good cast.
Yeah. I it's funny. My wife was watching this movie with me, and she's like, "What's with Kim Basinger's hair?" If I pronounce her name right. Every scene it was different. One scene she'd have bangs, and the next scene it was this. And then, I mean, and in the timeline, it was like she walked from one room to the other. And the funny thing is I can't unsee it now. I'm like, you know, she mentioned it early in the movie, and then boom, every time I saw her, I was like, oh my gosh, you're right. You know,
That's funny.
and I was like, oh no, this is you're ruining one of my favorite movies. No,
no, it's thing is we talk about the Joker. Look at Michael Keaton. When you first see him, and you see Batman and Bruce Wayne, I thought when the Joker came out on that courthouse, he was going to just automatically just stop somebody. He's just looking like amazed that, oh my God, I'm done. I thought you were dead. And it's just that I thought he would have go and changed the Batman to go after him. But all eyes were still like, forget that. Kim Basinger's character was looking at, was noticing that how he was just standing where everybody's fired at him, like, and bullet grazed past his shoulder and hit his jacket.
yeah, sure, you know, and he just kind of blew it off. Yeah. Okay, let's talk about the plot and or the story, and the story. I mean, do you guys think this was a good portrayal of a origin story for Batman?
I would say it wasn't the best origin story.
No.
I mean, it did show it, but it was so late in the film. You're kind of like, why are we showing this now? You know, I think I would have liked to seen it a lot sooner.
Yeah,
and a little bit more of it.
I agree. I think my one kind of hiccup with this movie is that it almost, when you really watch it, it almost was more about the Joker than it was about Batman.
Yes.
Yeah, you gotta think. Yeah, it showed the Joker scenes and Jack Nicholson, all very few Batman and Bruce Wayne. Yeah, it didn't tell why did Bruce Wayne started being Batman. I don't think that's where Burton wanted to go with this, because he's, like I said, he's feeding. He had this 1966 series of the Batman, and you had the comics that he was making on. Hey, people's going to come watch this movie, and knowing where Batman or origin stories already come from, and he just needed to start introducing these villains. So,
well, one thing I think Tim Burton, honestly, DC kind of has forgotten about it after this movie. Maybe, yeah, because the next one was good, but it just, there was so much going on.
Yeah,
that you've got to set up the villain well to make a good movie.
Yes.
I mean, Marvel did it for several years. You know, they constantly had villains, but then they were still teasing Thanos out there and Thanos and Thanos and Thanos, you know. And so they built up the villain. This movie did the same thing. They built up the Joker a lot, probably a little bit too much, but they really built up the Joker a lot. And yeah, I agree with you guys. I think the origin story really, either A, don't worry about it because everyone knows it, or B, I mean, kind of like Spider-Man did that, you know. Oh yeah, I got bit by a spider. Okay, big deal. You know, it was a one-line throwaway, you know, that they did. You know, it could have been something as simple as, you know, hey, my parents were killed in front of me.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, if you're that rich, which obviously the Waynes are, why are you walking down old alleys and stuff like that? You know?
Yeah.
And,
I've wondered
it's
that.
like, you know, it's like, okay, you know, I mean, I can understand if you got, you know, to me, it should have been, you know, hey, they got in a car accident or they had a flat tire and he's out changing the tire. And then the guys come and rob him at that point, you know, or something like that.
Well, I mean,
I
they
can
were
see-
at the opera.
Yeah, but the thing is I think, and I wish they would have more, but I think the Waynes, even I think the Nolan version did a little bit better with the parents scenes and explaining like, hey, his dad was more, he felt for the poor and fought for the poor. It was not just, I'm rich, I'm going to, you got to respect me. It was, but this film, it didn't show that, but you kind of feel the, kind of cross portrayed that. It's like, you think about it. They're coming out. You reading between the lines on there, on that end.
So what y'all think of Keaton then as Batman, Bruce Wayne?
I think he was a better Batman than Bruce Wayne.
See, I thought almost the exact opposite. I don't know. Like, he had the just like the childlike nature of Bruce Wayne that I think would be there after being traumatized at such a young age. I think he had more of. And so I think he played a more logical Bruce Wayne that still had the big, the big Playboy lifestyle or whatever. He still had that going on, but it was still very much juvenile. And I think that actually plays more to like a lifelike, accurate Bruce Wayne to me. Because the Batman, yeah, he's fine at, but I don't know. It's not as fun and dark and brooding.
True.
Especially when you can't turn your head. That's a big stickler for me. There's just the whole. I mean, he did fine.
Yeah,
with
but
it,
but
and it's
but
just
most,
funny.
but I don't think, honestly, I don't think any of the other than the Batman, the latest one, I think all the rest of them were kind of the same way. Didn't they have where they couldn't do the head movement? I mean, it was a kind of a whole piece.
Yeah, not
If I
until it was
recall.
Christopher Nolan. Not until, actually, I think until The Dark Knight.
That's what I was saying. As having gone back and watched The Dark Knight, it is one of the things he specifically mentions he wants
Yes.
fixed to Fox.
I want to be able to turn my head.
And then
Yeah.
they do. And so it does get fixed for the last two films, kind of like a throwback, but they do eventually fix it there too.
But I think, yeah, you can pick apart Keaton or Christian Bale or Patterson, anybody, or Adam West, who was the better Batman at the time? Probably them. But you look at now, and what we got to go watch. I think Keaton was a better Bruce Wayne because he fit the part. Bell was a better Batman just because but also because of the way the story, how they, so it's just easier to go that route. Patterson, you saw him playing one film, and it was just all right.
Yeah, see, we're getting into one of Shane's questions here. So
Yeah, I'm not.
Shane, just go ahead. Before we rate it, throw that question out there so we can go ahead and continue to tackle it.
So, in relation to all the Batman movies that were made, where does this movie rank among them and why?
All right. See, you get entertainment value, you have comic accuracy, you got a lot to look at, and that's part of the issue. For me personally, and this is the only way I can look at it because otherwise you're getting way too many complications. This is probably number 3 on my list. First is The Dark Knight, specifically that part of the trilogy, followed by The Batman after seeing it. I know it got a one-off, but gosh, that dark tone was nice. And then this one would probably be third because it's not bad by any means. It's just those two trumpet in my book.
I look at it a different way.
I think a lot of us are going to look at it a different way, John.
Thing is Nolan's did. I like Nolan's version of the trilogy of the Batman. I look at this one to be as 2 because of what it is. Keaton did a great job as Batman. The Batman, I think it did a better job than he did a better job with who played Clooney, Batman, Robin, and yeah.
I don't acknowledge he exists.
Patterson did a better job, and then even you get the Affleck version with the Batman versus Superman. I'm sorry, that's gonna be 4, and then Clooney's version is 5.
Okay, all right.
I don't think Clooney's version even ranks on the list.
Okay, hold on. Here is the correct answers. Okay,
because I've got mine coming up. Don't.
The Dark Knight was the best. All right. Well, let's just throw that out there. Number 2 was Lego Batman. All right. Period. It was a great, fantastic movie. Will Arnett did a great job at being Batman. It was a family-friendly movie. It was fun, but it brought a little bit of the darkness, but it still brought some campiness. It was fun. Dark Knight Rises was number 3, although the ending stunk. There's no way he could have survived that nuclear blast. I'm sorry, period. And then, I'm going to look across the way and see Bruce Wayne all of a sudden sitting. No, okay. I actually liked Batman Returns better than this one, just barely. I did like, man, everyone's disappearing. So that's kind of messing with me. I liked Batman Returns. I thought that, and they had planned a 3rd movie, but the powers that be, McDonald's, got involved. And when McDonald's got involved and was like, we want something different because we want to be able to give your toys in our Happy Meals. And so because they were out for money, they said, okay, because they wanted a portion of that. Anyway, long story short, what else did I say? Okay. I liked having the 2 villains, but especially with Catwoman, Meow, she was awesome. Although I could have done without, who was the other one?
Penguin.
Penguin. Yeah. Danny DeVito did a great job.
Yeah.
It was just creepy as all get out.
It was just creepy. Yeah.
Yeah, I think
then I had this one.
Was always creepy.
Okay, then I had this one. Then I did Batman Begins, which I really thought this movie wasn't needed. Honestly, I mean, it was there, just kind of giving more in-depth backstory, which was fine. Where did I put? I want to say that I guess I put The Batman next because I didn't like The Batman. I really did. It was just, he looked like an emo kid who was just upset about everything. I'm sorry. It's just, no, I didn't like it at all.
I was not expecting that.
Then Batman v Superman, I picked next. because I mean the whole Martha, you know, both of your why'd you call her that name? It was trying to have too many similarities to Frank Miller's Dark Knight saga. Shane, did you get a chance to read it yet?
I have not had a chance to.
Okay, I have a comic book. It's Frank Knight's Dark Knight saga. It's a hardback book. I gave it to Shane to let him read it because I know how much he loves Batman. But it tells the original story of Batman versus Superman, and it's good, not like what we saw in the movies. And then next would be Batman and Robin, Batman Forever. They were trying to go back to the campy 60s TV show. They totally failed. Although I enjoyed Clooney. He was the only part I liked. I liked Clooney. I thought Clooney was fine, but I hated the suit because they had all that silver and stuff on it. It's like,
Yeah.
you're
Didn't
the
work.
Dark Knight. No.
Yeah, it didn't work.
Yeah. Anyway, was that it? Was that the whole question? Do you want to rate this, or you want to finish your other questions?
Well, first off, all of y'all's
yours?
ratings. So y'all had good ratings, but I'm gonna give y'all the correct top 5.
Yes, they're correct first. They're correct.
I'm gonna give y'all the correct top 5.
Where's the
We're gonna
mute?
mute this.
Hold on.
Sorry.
Where's the mute button? Here it is.
Starting from number 5, going to number 1. Here we go. Number 5, Batman v Superman. Here's why. Totally different take on Batman. Older, more ruthless, vindictive. Just a totally different look for him.
Bruce Wayne
Number
had
4.
money.
Number 4.
Well, I like that look too. I thought his look
Oh,
was
yeah.
pretty good.
I
in
like
that
the
movie.
look too. Like the look.
Just not a good story around him. That was my
No.
True.
my take on it.
They put too much into the movie. It needed to be more movies, I think. Number 4, The Dark Knight Rises. Batman's ultimate redemption story. Okay. Number 3, The Batman. Very dark, very obsessive version of him. And to me, this is kind of like the everyday feel Batman, honestly. The working man's Batman kind of thing is what it always felt like to me. Number 2, this movie, Batman from 1989. It's just the standard. It's just the standard. It is the one that really kind of created this superhero genre. I mean, it is what it is. It's the standard. And number 1, we all agree on this. The Dark Knight. Best story, best Joker, best character, everything.
So y'all really like the Batman?
I did. I did not think I would, but I really liked it.
Oh man.
The dark tone. It's just
Yes.
I think it.
I
is-
get the tone, but the actor was horrible.
Oh,
Who
the
played
music,
Batman?
incredible.
He was just a crappy Bruce Wayne.
Incredible.
No, he was a crappy Bruce Wayne. He was a crappy Batman. The
No, great
Batmobile was
Batman.
just
Great
basically
Batman.
a 60s car, you know, with fire on her or something. I mean, come on.
No.
You gotta think
It's the working man's Batman.
the thing is, I enjoy the Batman over Batman versus Superman.
I haven't flip flopped. No, I'd rather look at what's his name? No,
Affleck,
was much better Batman
he was better Bruce Wayne
than
than
this
Batman.
emo kid was. No, he looks like he looked like something that Twilight was like. No, we don't want you in Twilight, so we'll put you in this Batman movie. Okay, that's fine.
Oh goodness, that's funny.
Okay. Let's rate this movie. How about that?
Wait, I got one more question. One more, real quick.
Okay.
Best Joker quote. Go.
Batman. Wait till they get a load of me.
John.
Bob Gunn.
Chad.
Hello, Vinny. It's your Uncle Bingo. Time to pay the check.
Or the classic. You wouldn't hit a guy with glasses, would you?
Would you?
All right. And
As
finally,
3 of us are wearing glasses.
honey, you'll never believe what happened to me today.
Oh man.
There's
Okay.
plenty of them out there.
Yeah. Let's rate Okay, at this part of the show, we're going to rate this movie on a scale of 0 to 5 lightsabers. And now my keyboard is working. Get the heck out of here. All right, Shane, you get to rate first because you picked this movie.
All right. So to me, this movie, in every way that it possibly can, is the classic underdog story. You have a director and a film composer that never should have been doing a movie like this, ever. It's completely different than anything else that had been done before it. Didn't really have a niche or a fit that really worked. It was just, we're going to try something. We had success when we worked together on Beetlejuice. Let's see what we can do here. And it literally set the standard, as I've said several times on this show. It literally set the standard for what superheroes would be moving forward. Totally different aspect of who Batman was and the impact that he would have. Just set the tone and was the standard. However, I cannot give this a 5 because I know, shocking, right? Because it was really more about the Joker than it was about Batman. A really good Joker, but more about the Joker than Batman. So with that being said, I am going to give this a solid 4.5.
Grown up.
Yes. Really?
Okay, 4.5. Chad, how about you?
All right. So I would agree. It was about the Joker because you got to think, how many one-liners did Batman have in this movie besides "I am Batman"?
How much do you weigh again?
Yeah, how much do you weigh again?
It had the world's first fully functional homicide harness.
Mm-hmm.
But this movie was set in stone. I can't go as high as Shane. I can't go low.
Shocker,
low.
you can't go as high as I can.
No, I'm not going high as you because I'm not flying high on the kite there. So that's. But I'm gonna go right. Try to be right in the middle, about 3.5.
Oh, man, Chad's our stickler this year.
I know.
Yeah, really. All right, John.
So overall, really enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I would because I've caught bits and pieces of this from different family members as they watch it. Never actually sat down and watched it myself, and so I thought I would hate it. Catching the cohesive story though, great. I loved it. It's like y'all guys have said this whole time. It's classic Batman. Like it just is Batman through and through. Problem is, again, that campiness problem we talked about. The music a little bit caught me off guard a few times. And then overall, just, I don't know. So I just couldn't quite place it as high as Dune this year. And so for me, that lands it right at a 4 because I gave Dune a 4.5 and we don't have a 4.25, which I would give it. Mm-hmm. So 4.5 didn't quite feel right for me.
See, I at least gave it higher than Dune.
Well, good.
You guys are funny. I also, John, am going to give this a 4. This was the beginning of the superhero craze. It really was. Mm-hmm. I mean, yes, Christopher Reeve had been Superman in the 70s. It just wasn't the same. You know, you had Superman 2, honestly, was the best of all of those, where it had General Zod, and I think that was Superman 2. Yeah. Yeah. But that was the only one that I vaguely remember, is him having to fight them, and they have the same powers as he does, you know. And
is that the time he flew around the earth to go back in time?
No, that was the first movie. That was the first one. So again, you know, there really wasn't superhero movies. I mean, they tried a Captain America in the early 80s that crash and burned.
I say I've seen screen clips of that, and that was rough.
Yeah, yeah. So they had a TV show of that, you know.
Oh my God.
DC didn't know what it DC wanted to get away from the campy and get it more dark, which I liked. I really liked. I mean, Shane will notice it when he reads this book, how dark it gets, and I like that. I like that style. I'm actually thinking about raising my score. I'm not sure. I'm still teetering here just because I'm talking about it so much. But I mean, it was the beginning of one. It set the standard on, okay, here's how you set up a villain, which Marvel was like, thank you, we will. And DC said, we won't, I mean, I still to this day haven't seen Wonder Woman 1984.
You didn't miss much.
I haven't seen it. The first one was good, but then it just.
Yeah, DC has a thing about sequels.
Yes.
Then they
Or
did
storylines, period. Like,
Justice
they can do
League.
the first one.
Well, DC does good. Here's the difference. Marvel did good movies for a while. I'm just saying they did, because then the last few movies have been kind of, in my opinion. But DC knows how to do cartoons. They do some really good cartoons.
Oh, The Killing Joke. One of my. See, if we were counting cartoons, The Killing Joke, one of my favorites.
Yeah. I mean, to me, the Batman animated series, one that was done in the 80s,
yes,
or 80s or 90s, I forget that one.
Some of the best ever. Yeah,
it was so good, so good.
And there was no Robin in it, and stuff. I mean, that Robin didn't happen until much later. But yeah, DC knew what they were doing when it came to comics. When it comes to cartoons. If you actually watch like some of the Avengers and stuff in their cartoons, it's like, really, this is the best you could do, But after Endgame, even the last Spider-Man was good, but then it just kind of ho-hum after that, because you don't have a good villain. The villain they started to portray kind of now is like, oh well, you don't want to use him as a villain anymore. So I would say this is the part normally in our show where we would fix or improve this movie, but I'm not sure there's much to fix on this movie. Really, there's not much to improve on it either. I mean, maybe a little bit of.
Oh, I mean, we could get real nitpicky if we wanted to. But
That's what I mean.
Anything. There's
like
nothing.
her hair, her wigs that she had everywhere. Keep it the same all the way through. And I just think that that I thought their relationship was rushed, and I think that
it was.
They could have done that, made it a little bit more where they're seeing each other, they're starting to date or whatever,
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like, oh, hey, we need to have a one night stand. Then boom, hey, I need to tell you I'm Batman.
Yeah.
And honestly, he never did. Alfred did. Alfred's the one that brought her to the Batcave. So
it's always the butler's fault.
It was the butler's fault. Yeah. So. All right. Does anybody else have any? We're running a little long on time today, so let's just say, does anyone have? I mean, it was a good movie. It really was. Again, when I looked at our list of movies this year, there was some that I was really excited about. This was one of the ones I was excited because I hadn't seen it forever. So, anybody have any final thoughts here? Go around the table. Even though it's not a table, it's a virtual table. We just call it the Knights of the Round
Square.
The round squares. Yeah.
The squares.
Honestly, man, why didn't we go for that as a podcast name?
Oh, we should have. Knights of the Round Squares.
Knights of the Round Squares. Is that a movie?
No,
No.
it can be.
It just fits our goofball nature.
It does. It does.
Oh, Mel Brooks. That would be a great Mel Brooks movie.
Yep.
You're right. It would.
Instead of Knights of the Round Table, Knights of the Round Squares, and it would be all virtual, after COVID, this is what happens and blah, blah, blah.
Oh, we're off. See, now we're off track.
Yeah.
We are off track. Okay, everyone. Until next time.
Crash and burn.
The Sci-Fi Guys is an independent broadcast and is not affiliated with this movie or TV series. We would love to hear from you. Please contact us by leaving a comment below or by emailing us thescifiguys@gmail.com. Like, subscribe, or share this podcast with someone else who enjoys science fiction. Subscribe or be vaporized.